Yes, sir.
They caught me trying to fix a typo in the comment section. All right, man, we live. We in this thing, man. Me and Meti gonna kick this thing off. We'll see who picked their head in here from the team. So what's going on, man? College football kicked off this weekend. It was kind of weird because NFL football took a hiatus on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because
Uh,
the three
yeah,
pre
because of the
games.
preseason games took a hiatus on us. More can't relate. I got off the phone with DJ Dallas about an hour ago, talking to him about some stuff. Um, a lot of fireworks in college football. I know that sounds kind of cliche, you know what I'm saying? But something happened this weekend in college football that should go down in the history of college football. Should be etched in stone somewhere, and we're gonna get into a little bit of that. And I ain't talking about Duke stumping the mud hole and Clemson ass. I ain't talking about that. Uh, Busy weekend this weekend for me. I got to see Florida State LSU live. Went up there thinking LSU was gonna get some payback, and that is not what happened. Um, like Big Brother came out and whooped their ass this time. Like that is not what happened. But Florida State looked damn good. You know what I'm saying? They listen. They did. If Florida State looked damn good, I go out on a limb. If Florida State had to play Georgia this weekend, I would take Florida State, bro. I they look there. Travis looked great to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing if your quarterback is great, right? You got a motherfucking shot. You know what I'm saying? You looking at Colorado, you're looking at, you know what I'm saying? Looking at what Florida State did. But Florida State looked damn good, dog. They were strong up front. LSU could not block them. When that boy had to pass, he was on his ass. Then came home, watched Clemson and Duke with a bunch of Clemson fans, bunch of people I do business with, went to Clemson, graduated from Clemson. They were sick. And I was like, hey, welcome to the party. We lost to FIU. Dabo, it goes back to COVID and Black Lives Matter when Dabo handled that wrong. And to me, I believe that program has been slowly trending down ever since. Last night they rolled two white wide receivers out there, a white running back, and I was like, there it is. Anti-Black Lives Matter offense. And there we have it.
That is insane.
The opposite of Black Lives Matter, two white wideouts, and Ghost Rider at the back. But listen, but the little boy named Shipley, right? That's his name?
Yeah, Jordan Shipley.
George, he's the guy. I don't know why he don't touch it. He look like something out the woods. Look like Wolverine when he takes his helmet off. But he's the guy. I don't know why he don't touch the ball. They got a 230-pound running back just like us. But I hope y'all appreciate ours because theirs was dog slow.
He big. I'll give him that. And that's where it stops.
Yeah. And listen, this is not even my joke. The person who brought up the two white wide receivers is my boy Jacob, who graduated from Clemson. He was like, man, we started two white wide receivers. I'm not sure what's going on with recruiting.
I think
so shout out to the boy Rich. We got Rich in the comment section. So listen, now with that being said, Florida State looking strong, Clemson looking lost. Duke look, you know what I'm saying? Clemson made a bunch of mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And Duke finally just ran away with it. With the ACC, no more coastal. Top two teams, right?
Yep, top two get in.
Meti, that leaves it wide open, don't it?
Wide open. And I think it's actually for the best. I think a lot of conferences adopted that concept this year, and a couple of them last year, based off of the idea that if you don't have a conference where they got to beat each other, because they see the Alabama-Georgia thing, Alabama-Georgia is in it every year, and then at some point they got to meet each other in the SEC championship, and some conferences felt like because there's already what they would feel is a slight bias to the SEC. If a Alabama team loses to Georgia in a regular season, comes back, beats Georgia in the SEC championship, and both those games are close, they always gonna feel like, well, let's throw Alabama, let's throw the losing team in anyway. The team loses the SEC championship, they still put them in. And teams on the outside looking in kind of got offended by that. So they said, just get away with the divisions. If we could put as many teams in, and the best team basically is making conferences top heavy. If we put the best team in, the best two teams, and they got the best records, let them go at it. And then hopefully we get a shot to squeeze into the top 4, soon to be top 12. So that's how you kind of avoid chaos in your conference per se. So part of me's here for it. Part of me wants to wait and see what happens. But we'll see. We'll see. You move the street.
I mean, so it's just an all out who got a better record at the end.
Yep.
What if like I mean, that's, I don't know. What if your schedule wasn't? What if they put Clemson on your schedule because they thought they would be strong and they're not as strong this year?
It sucks for Clemson.
And you say you like this format?
I'm a fan of it so far, just based off of the SEC squeezing teams in, and the committee has bent rules to let SEC teams in because they assume that they're going to bring a bigger crowd. Well, what I'm looking forward to specifically from the 12-team format is I honestly want to see upsets, just like in basketball during the March Madness. I want to see a team that's 12 beat a number 1 team, so that I could put a stop to any of the misconstrues or the misconception that, oh, this team's 12, they're not that great. Like, no, I want to see that chaos. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for next year. But for now, yeah, this helps. Definitely maybe squeeze a team in that, may not have normally gotten it because they would have lost in their championship. Because it's the same thing that happened to us a couple of years ago. And that magical 2017 run, right? Miami was number 2 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
In the college football playoff, goes in a dreary Thanksgiving, loses to this kid named Kenny Pickett at Pittsburgh, and that throws out of whack. They end up getting a bid for the Orange Bowl, but they fell out of pretty much because they lost to an unranked Pitt team, fall out of contention, go to the Orange Bowl, get kicked to sleep. And then everybody kind of says, yeah, that season was a fluke, right? And then we ain't been back since, so, and that was 6 years ago now. So
we ain't been back since.
No, not even close. Not even close. So
wow. So listen, man, if you in here, man, we crib talk Wednesday nights, man. We go Wednesday nights, then we go what? We go to Caneville, right?
Yep.
On a Thursday.
It's Tuesday, Street.
On a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Friday, because last week we went Friday because of the game. I mean, we went Thursday.
No, we went Thursday. So yeah. Tuesday
mm-hmm.
will be crib talk. What we doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday would be prediction show. We did Thursday, but that just fits the format. So Thursday will be prediction show. Depending on what we got going on, maybe Friday, but probably Thursday. Sunday morning breath. We talking about everything that happened, you know what I'm saying, with the Canes that week.
Right. Sunday morning about 10 before you get your college football, before you get your NFL football going.
Yep.
Yeah, because the Friday game threw everything off, huh? Yeah, because it was the Friday game, then we ran into college football. So yeah, man, y'all write them dates down, man. That's how we're gonna go. We'll set the links, man, in advance, so y'all can be able to know when we're gonna get in here. Come on. While we were doing the show Saturday morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ran right into TCU, Shedur Sanders and TCU.
Yep.
Now I'm on record to tell people, listen, man. I used to be a degenerate gambler, right? About 5 years ago, I discovered bookies in the back of these bodegas in Miami, and it was on. I was like, they back there doing what? And it was on.
Yeah.
But then when I learned how to invest in the stock market and forex and learning stuff, like the urge for me to gamble kind of went out the window. I guess it was just me being able to see money different. I don't know how to explain it. It just went away. But every now and then, I place a bet. That Colorado game style, we was all sitting in here on the computer, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And Shedur Sanders marched down the field, and they scored a touchdown the first drive. And I can show you the receipts. Well, they ain't got control of the back room no more. But when they scored on that first drive, I logged into UWager live betting, and I betted on Deion Sanders. Put $100 on Deion money line. At the time, it was like 400 plus 400 because it was 600 when the game started. 100 on me money line. Then I put another 100 on the money line. It was 300. Then I put another money a run line on the. Cause to me that drive looked. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking Prime inspires kids to play. You know what I'm saying? He get them ready to play. I just didn't think it would happen that fast. When I saw Shedeur in that drive, something told me that looked real. You know what I'm saying? That looked real. Like this might go on all day long. And I got nice little bit of chunk of change, man. I had Colorado outright to win in the live. I wish I would have got that plus 600. But enough of me. The first HBCU coach ever hired to be a head coach in D1 football was served up the defending national champions, runner-ups. The runner-up, the national, that shit sound bad. It should be good, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to say. It sounds bad. The national championship runner-ups, Deion them had to go to their field, and Vegas said they were a 21-point underdog.
Mm-hmm.
And they marched in there, bro, with a freshman running back, HBCU quarterback, a dude playing both ways like it's Opelika U football. And went 4 quarters toe-to-toe with the people, bro. Mm-hmm. And got out of there with a win. The first HBCU coach ever hired as a head coach. I don't know if y'all read the story. I don't know if anybody wrote the story that way. Me and you talked about it early Sunday morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't tell me that the NCAA wasn't keeping HBCU, the D1 wasn't keeping HBCU coaches out of it, almost as if that wasn't a bridge to get there. They was pulling guys up from high school. Never hired a head coach from the HBCU.
Yep.
The first one they hired came in there. It just happened to be Deion Sanders. Okay, fine. But he came in there, and then you got Shedur Sanders today saying that the talent ain't no different in HBCU than it is in Division I. Only the defensive lineman can get off the blocks and trace the quarterback, and that's the only difference. He said everything else is about the same.
Mm-hmm.
What you thought about what you saw, Meti?
Now I know we also got on the we got on the live afterwards, and we talked about it. Not live, we on I think it was a calls on Discord, something like that. And we talked about it, and you were very adamant, like, hey, you can't talk about Deion. I can't talk about Deion. I'm not. I want to be very clear.
I literally said something like, if you black today, you cannot talk bad about Deion, what he just did, because they're going to figure out a way to discredit him. You know what I'm saying? And we can't help them.
For sure. I would say that was impressive. And I'm not going to say and act like it's not. To be a 3 touchdown underdog on the road with the guys that, despite what they lost, because they still scored 45 points somehow, and we just watched Clemson's defense, the same offensive coordinator, go to a whole different school, and I don't think they scored 16.
So, they didn't score. They that was one thing last night. They scored 1 touchdown, but that was off of it was like a muff punt or it was something crazy like that. Like,
I must have missed it. I don't remember that.
Yeah, they because the Clemson fans I was watching it with was like, bro, we didn't really score an offensive touchdown. like, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But go ahead, bro.
But even with that, in typical, typical Pac-12 fashion, you know what I'm saying, no defense was played, but based on the implications, I think was what people are missing. The implications of what he had to go and uh, face, I think, is what the biggest part of everything that makes it impressive. Um, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, we were saying this is a loss for Dion, just based off of, hey, you're a brand new head coach, first time D1. I don't know if the schedule was out when he signed his contract in Colorado and when they sold all them tickets, but it came out, hey, this is what you're facing your first time. That's what it is. Nobody saw TCU being that last year. Nobody even saw TCU in the playoff last year. So yeah, it's safe to say the odds were stacked against him, right? But to have his quarterback, who never did that from my record, correct me if I'm wrong, he never threw for 500 plus at the HBCU.
He never threw it. He said in his life.
Yeah, most times it was because they were dog walking teams and their defense was lights out, so they didn't have to play that much. So he was throwing backups in. But for the sake of the fact that TCU was catching them and scoring, and they were going back to back in that fourth quarter, he had to. For him to do that, to hold on at the end, because I think people were just looking for the feel good story, right? Like, man, Deion took that team in there full of them kids, 80 plus transfers.
Right.
And hey, at least he went there and he fought hard. You know what I'm saying? But for him to go in there and do that and pull the win out, I think is super impressive. The way he did it, they only rushed for 52 yards as a team.
Right.
They had 562 yards total. 510 of them was passing. They had 400-yard receivers. I don't care what offense, Lincoln Riley, you name them, any of the best offenses. I don't think they've ever had an offense with 400-yard receivers in it.
I don't think so.
Point to the last time you've seen it. It don't happen.
I don't think it happened. It ever happened.
So, I applaud Deion for that, man, because that was huge. Now, I will say, like I said that day, is it sustainable? In my eyes, no. Especially when teams start game planning. I want to make something very clear. Travis Hunter is like that. And I said that in the group meet as the game was on. Travis Hunter is like that. But man, to do that both ways for 12 games in the season is going to be very tough. Very tough. And here's another good point right here. Is the Broyles Award a fraud award? Because we talked about it last night watching that Clemson game, and I don't know if that's something you want anymore. We had a Broyles Award winner. He coached one of the worst offenses in school history.
Did Manny win it? Manny Diaz win it?
No. If he did,
it only goes to OCs. What did Manny win? Manny won something.
I think it's the best assistant in college football.
Best assistant, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he won it, but maybe at another school, maybe Mississippi State.
Let me see. I think he won something here recently.
And if that's the case, then that's more testament that I don't want guys to finish. It's not a fight arguing point. Like, I'm at a point where I don't know if I want to see guys like that, because so far, Dabo and Manny 0 for 2. And the way it's looking, maybe what's my dog at Maryland? Mike something. Remember in the summer during the spring game?
Who?
The dude came out during the spring game. He had Gaddis on the staff. He said, "Man, it's just this offense like watching paint dry."
Oh,
Loxley? Mike Loxley?
Yeah, Mike Loxley.
Man, I said that man is harsh for that. He told me, it's so boring. It's like watching paint dry. It's like, man, he said that on live TV during halftime. So, yeah, man, maybe chasing that top assistant ain't it. I like you gotta get those guys who've been in it for a while, had some situations that wouldn't let them come up to the D1 level, and now they gonna take the opportunity to run with it. And I don't think either one of these dudes is gonna squander their opportunity at all. I'm being honest with you.
So Loxley. But yeah, bro. And then to hop on Travis Hunter, like we've never seen anybody do that. Deion basically was like, "Nah, man, I got the guy to do it." Now I talked to Cam Kitchens Saturday morning, and he said him and James once played 80 plays, and they were messed up the next day. They were you know what I'm saying, sore.
Just on defense?
Yeah. Travis Hunter played 120 or something like that.
Yeah, 111, I think. 110 or 111.
He did an interview today talking about he could have played another game. Some people are freak athletes. You know what I'm saying? It's the first game of the season, so if you're going to do it, you do it in the first game. Deion kind of managed Travis Hunter at Jackson State. He didn't always play. A lot of games he set out.
He didn't need to.
But I want to go back to the day Travis Hunter chose Jackson State and everything that people had to say that they didn't have a training table. Deion was going to leave him. Yada, yada, yada. Then the first game at Jackson State, when he walks up to Deion and he starts crying, you know what I'm saying, and tell him, you know what I'm saying, thank you. And then Deion gives him on national TV a chance to do something no college football player has ever done. Boy, you finna play both ways. And you finna play both ways for real. You finna play both ways like this Miami Gone Ravens. You finna play both ways like we 10 you.
Yeah, it's happened, but we ain't seen it since what? The 80s with Desmond Howard? I think they said the stat was he's the first player since 1986, I want to say. They got an interception and 100 receiving yards in the same game. I think that's the stat. Don't quote me.
Yeah, but if you correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anybody has ever outright lined up and you knew on offense you're gonna have to guard Travis Hunter. On defense, Travis Hunter is guarding you. Every guy that I remember that done it was sparingly, dog, and I mean sparingly. He would show up on offense every now and then. So I can't recall seeing anything remotely close to what we saw the other day in college football. Nelson Aguilar, Desmond Howard. I don't think it was Charles Woodson, right? Was it Charles Woodson?
It was Charles Woodson or Desmond Howard, one or two.
I think it was Charles Woodson. I don't recall seeing anything remotely close to what we saw the other day. But back to what I'm saying, and Deion gives him that opportunity on national stage, and he stands up. And so just go back to when everybody thought Deion was going to let the young man down. And what he actually did was the exact opposite, dog. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gave him an opportunity that no other college coach would have gave him.
I would say for certain, I can see that happening at, a HBCU with someone of that caliber coming down there just because of the level of exposure and what I'm not gonna say man amongst boys because I don't want to take nothing away from them dudes because it's dog in HBCU. Don't get it wrong. We'll get it twisted. But he was clearly playing at a different level, at a different wavelength than the rest of the people around him when he was at Jackson State. To come to this level and attempt to do it pretty much at the same tempo. Once again, it's very hard. Shout out to the villains in the chat, man. They're giving us examples. I think Jabril Peppers is probably the last guy who did it. He's full-time defense now. I'm pretty sure he still plays in the league. I think he plays. I remember when he played for my Giants, but I don't remember where he's at now. I think he plays for the Patriots, maybe. It said Dory Jackson did it.
Yeah. Right. But I just don't remember anybody doing it outright. I don't remember anybody doing it like that. Like my starter on offense is Travis Hunter. My starter on defense is Travis Hunter at quarterback. Mm-hmm. I remember these guys like showing up on offense every now and then. I don't remember anybody outright going 110 plays. like youth football, like high school football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean that whole thing is just impressive. With Dion giving him that opportunity. Now I agree with you, but hold on, man. You got to give me more kudos because that morning, right? I told you, you was like, man, this ain't HBCU. Travis got to prove it. And I said, boy, listen, don't let the school he get in the way fool you. Don't let the school he chose fool you. It ain't got nothing to do with the athlete that he is. Because I'm a little closer to it than you. I know exactly who Travis Hunter is. And he's one of the 1% dudes though. Like he's the epitome of football. I don't care if he looks like he weighs 170 pounds.
I'll tell you what. Let's get an extra opinion in here. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the back room at Tootsie's. The one and only. The one and only.
The bedroom with
X, man. You mute X.
Man, that's crazy because I was just in Tootsie's. I told him, I said, man, look, I gotta go.
Jay White called it, man. Jay White called it perfectly.
That's great. Look, I'm literally just I say, I gotta go. I gotta go do a show. They like, man, you could chill for like a little longer. I said, nah, I gotta go.
And Jay White said that 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I save you some money, dog.
Thank you. I couldn't stay longer because y'all wouldn't been able to hear me inside of Tootsie because the music was loud tonight. What's going on, man? It's Texas A&M week, man. Hey, we got some local kids who's on that school over there talking some cash shit over there. What's going on?
What you mean? Elaborate.
Shamar, you talking about Shamar?
Shamar saying we ain't gonna beat them this time. The little homie Amari Daniels saying they gonna kick our ass. I mean, hey, what's going on over there? They feel it real confident.
Here's how. Hey, I got it from Daisy Youth Football, and Street brought it back, man. Line that shit up.
Line it up.
All that talking, man. I ain't talking none of that shit.
And for the King fans, okay, I get it. Shamar didn't commit to Miami. Shamar is a star. He starred at Texas A&M. Stop with the
right.
Like he stars at Texas A&M.
Hey, real quick, before we get in that, because we got space for that. We got time. We're touching on what's called. We talked about how we got into it a little bit friendly, you know what I'm saying, about your boy Travis Hunter playing both ways and his stance and is it sustainable and all that. So give us your take real quick on that, man. What did you see from Colorado?
I mean, to be realistically, I think it's great. I think it's great for the sport. The only thing that's realistic is he can't do it 130 plays for 12 games.
Right.
But you know what? Somebody addressed me and they said, well, look, X, they'll dial the plays down to maybe 80 per game. And I said, well, if they do that, then okay, I can see him doing that. But if it's 130 plays per game, he can't do it. I mean, no, I don't think no human is designed to do that unless you're getting juiced up.
And if he is, KC3 actually made a good point. He said, if I'm opposing OC, whoever Hunter's guard, I'm running 9 route every play he goes. Just rotate the receivers in there. Like, you think you like that, huh? Okay.
Travis Hunter is probably the best college football player we've seen. And this is crazy. I don't want to even say his name, but I have to go back to his name. Reggie Bush, like he's the greatest that we've seen. Because the first game he did against TCU, the amount of snaps he did, that's just unrealistic. I've never seen it before.
The only reason I was side on you with Reggie Bush, and it's the only reason is because Reggie Bush played special teams that was impactful on special teams. But if it wasn't for special teams, which is a different phase of the ball, I would disagree.
I mean, I'm just saying as far as the impact of the game, because if he's not in the game, just mention if he's playing strictly defense, he's not in the game getting that third or fourth long first down. Basically, nobody on that team could cover Travis Hunter. I mean, it's like Nobody.
And they said they got a potential first round draft pick corner.
He couldn't cover him.
Yeah.
Travis was killing him. He dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone. Travis was killing him. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's great. If nobody think he's on that level, I mean, I don't know what type of football IQ you got. He's on that level. And like you say Reggie Bush did it, special teams, but Reggie Bush didn't line up at cornerback for 80 plays. He ain't line up at receiver he ain't do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, Reggie stretched out sometimes. Reggie stretched out a receiver
But
sometimes.
he stretched out sometimes, but I'm just saying, okay, so he's on the field and he's running these routes, just say 40 times per game. Running routes 40 times per game at full speed. That's tiring. Then you got to go on defense and cover routes that receivers are running 40 times. That's 80 plays. That's just on a average. This past Saturday, what he did, 130?
110, 120, I don't know, something like that.
Meti, man, by I get to 15 plays, I'm telling coach, sit me down real quick, huh?
He subbed out for sure, but I think it was crazy that he had played defense on that play. I think they played the defensive series he got the pick on. It took him out the game. They went. I think they got to 3rd and long because Shedeur took a couple of sacks. They brought him back in on 3rd and like 16. He goes out and catches the fade ball for the first down. I'm like, man, dude might be like that.
He like that. So Meti Streeter. If y'all watch college football this past weekend, or if y'all watch it previous weeks or years, tell me, have you seen a player at this status? The only one I could think of is 1998, Charles Woodson. That's the only player I could think of.
Just talking about that before you
Yeah,
came
we were just talking about that. I don't think anybody has ever did. Nobody has ever did what he did. Nobody was ever on the depth chart as a starting wide receiver and a starting cornerback and did it the whole game. I've never seen anybody do it.
Charles Woodson was the last guy. I've seen it. Okay, I mean, I don't even want to mention them because I hate them, but people mention the guy was at Ohio State. What's his name? Not Ted Ginn. It wasn't Ted Ginn. It was the one who played Gamble, Chris Gamble. They mentioned Chris Gamble, and even then, I'm like, I don't know if Chris Gamble was that.
Nobody has come close to doing what we saw Travis Hunter do. Nobody. I mean, Travis Hunter just did what they do on Saturdays at the park in youth football.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, nobody did that. Nobody in college football has done that.
Did Champ Bailey do it in Georgia? So
they all played with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they played with it. They did stints here and there, but nobody done the amount of snaps. Like, okay, if Streeter said if it's 110, I don't think nobody. That's amazing.
Bro, he picked up the ball on the goal line to stop that drive and came back on offense and they went deep to him. Bro, you never saw that in college football.
Yeah, nah, that's amazing, man. He's literally one of those generational players that you could say he's generational. Like you might not never see this again for a long time.
Yeah, but it's no surprise. It's no surprise to me, dog. He's Himothy, dog.
Yeah, no, he like that.
He decided to go to Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Like he is Himothy, dog. And I'm on record, like I've been saying it. Like it was no doubt in my mind who he is. And off the field, dog, he's just as great. I've seen him with kids off the field, and dog, he's just one of them people, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just one of them people, one of them special people. Man.
We seen him at the 707 camps. The kid he's literally just a regular kid, just having fun. And he realized his talent. The one thing I always tell people, and this goes from me on to now. I always tell people, you have to realize your talent level and realize you are better than everybody else. But accept that you got people just admiring your talent. And that's him. He knows he's better than everybody. He knows that, but he realized, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got peers, you know what I'm saying? I play with other guys against other teams. You know, it just the competition level, but I just know I'm better than y'all. He realized that. He realized that at an early age.
Here you go, X. You got a question.
X, is it possible JoJo can play? Nah, Mario ain't going for that. Mario is not that type of coach who's finna let a player play both ways.
Let me ask y'all something.
Is he asking you, can he do it, or is he asking you, will Mario let him?
Can he do it? Yes, he can do it. JoJo, I mean, Ministry will tell you, we think JoJo is. I mean, I think JoJo is a better defensive back. Literally,
a lot of people have said that.
But he's great offensively. I think the reason why they don't give him the accolades about him being offensively is because Jeremiah is just so damn good. Like that's a once in 20 years type of generation talent at wide receiver. So I think that's why people don't mention him as being a top 2 or top 3 receiver in his class. But JoJo, man, he like that. Yeah. I mean, Jeremiah is maybe extremely like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just.
Man, you got a question?
I was gonna say, do y'all think, as coaches, do you think that's a good game plan to have somebody on a team that? Do you think it's good for team chemistry to have somebody that you know plays both ways?
No, I don't think it's good. Being that because at the end of the day, it's going to be more players that think they can play both ways. You know what I'm saying? So what if you get? Okay, so if you just let's just go off a recruiting class. Yeah, the actual numbers is 25 per year. Just imagine if you get 15 kids saying they could play both ways, and they know they can play both ways. Now what do? How do you coach them? How do you even recruit them? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're a tight end, but shit, you can play defensive end. I think you're a better defensive end. But the kid telling you, nah, I'm better at tight end. You know, so how do you recruit that kid? You know what I'm saying? Well, let's just get you in, and then we'll figure it out. But when they get him in, well, you're gonna play defensive end. Now the kid is upset. He's an upset teammate. It's gonna fuck up the locker room. So I mean, it's just hard. It's hard. I mean,
I don't know. I think it is a good thing.
You think it's a good thing to have kids saying?
Yeah.
Let's hear your take, Street. Let's hear your take.
Think about all these kids. Think about all these kids that want to play both ways in high school, right? And they think they can play both ways. These KJ Bowdens and stuff like that. And knowing that when they get to college, that thing is over. Well, Prime has said, listen, if you're good enough, because here's the key word, if you're good enough, we'll play you both ways. And so what you do is you set a standard. You set a standard, or like you set like some boxes to check on your team in order to get to that status of dog, right? Because they got L's, leaders, and D's on their jerseys, dogs. You set boxes to check, and if you can get to that dog box, you can play both ways. So he ain't lying. You got an opportunity to play both ways, and then you get there. And it's like, yeah, you got an opportunity to play both ways, but you got to climb that mountain, and then you got to come down here. You got to take lunch to all the secretaries. You got to check some boxes. You know what I'm saying? To get to that D on your, and if you get that D on your jersey, you go both ways.
So for example, just imagine a kid saying he plays defensive line and he's going to play offensive line. Realistically, offensive linemen don't really come out the game. Just take an example for offensive line last week. The entire starting offensive line played 61 plays. So just imagine them saying, okay, well, I'm going to play 61 plays on offense. Then I'm going to play another 40-something plays on defense at defensive line. I mean, I don't think he has the energy to play any plays. Once he passed 67, he's dead tired. He's probably worn out.
Right.
But you talking about an elite athlete in Travis Hunter. Respect.
But the kids don't dictate anything. You see what I'm saying? Like the kids, just because the kids say I can play both ways, he don't dictate anything. You set the criteria and you set the standards. You know what I'm saying? And I think Prime has that. Prime has that. Just like Saban has his way and he get away with certain things. Prime is the type of dude that can look kids in the face and be like, listen, man, you want to take the first 2 days of practice off like Travis? Do what Travis did Saturday. If not, shut the fuck up.
Hey, KC3 just said the same thing right there at the bottom.
Right.
I mean, that's real. I mean, Prime can identify who his dogs and leaders are. So it's like, okay, the rest of y'all got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to Nick Saban saying, well, I have a team of 85 scholarship players, probably a total of 120, including the walk-ons and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We know what we want and we know what we recruited, so that's what it's going to be. Not okay, well, a freshman just came in, he's just better than everybody else on our team, so we got to cater to him,
right?
Because just think, Travis Hunter came to Colorado. Yes, Prime got, I don't know the exact number, but just say the exact number was around 60 to 65 players newly to his team. Immediately, Travis Hunter was the best player, regardless of how many players he got newly recruited and all. Travis Hunter was just the best. Now, do we say the same thing if Travis Hunter would have committed to Georgia or Alabama or Ohio State? Do we say, okay, he's just immediately the best player? We'd have been like, yeah, you know, they got a system already. You might have to wait unless you just like that.
I don't know.
It's an interesting point too.
What?
His son earned a D, but I give him this. Shiloh was the leading tackler on the team.
Yeah, I think he had like 10 tackles.
Mm-hmm. He needed to have 10. He should have had 20 tackles for that bad defense. They was playing like the ball was up and down the field on him. Like, I don't think a line got a tackle or D-line got a tackle on that team.
I don't know. I don't know what that was about. And we're gonna move on after this. For everybody that said the TCU team lost players, they only brought back 3 players. I'm looking at TCU. So first of all, Colorado lost all their players too. To be fair, first of all, so they both got new rosters. All right, let's say that. TCU, the last 15 years, you think they got a better record than UM or a worse record?
Better record. They got a better record than UM.
TCU, the last 15 years. Let me see. I'm gonna go back. Let's go back to 2005. How many years is that? 17. Last 17 years, they won 11 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Now, this is the weirdest record. If you look at their last 20 years, this looks weird. Y'all go take a look at it when you get a chance, because they could win 11 wins, have 11 wins in 2007, and then they'll win 7 in 2006. I mean, then the next year they'll win 5, and then they'll win 12 3 years from there. Really weird, bro. Like really weird. But they have won 11 games a bunch of times. So I'm saying this to say, even though if the roster flips, right? It's a reputable program. Like it's a program that should not have got beat by a team that won 1 game last year.
Okay, so Sweet, I want to ask you this because I made this assumption and people didn't realize how true it was. Okay, so the coach they got now is what, Sonny Dykes, right?
No.
He's gone. He was there for like 20 years, right?
No, it wasn't Sonny Dykes. No, it's Sonny Dykes. It was
the other guy was there for like 20 years.
He's there. Sonny Dykes is there. He left. Sonny Dykes left SMU for Rhett Lashley.
Okay,
yeah, he's there.
Sonny Dykes is at TCU right now.
Yeah,
okay, so the coach before Sonny Dykes, he was a defensive guy.
Gary Patterson, right?
Gary Patterson.
He was a defensive guy. The offense was horrible, but he was defensively where teams wasn't scoring 45 points, putting up almost 600 yards. So now you have a total transition from a guy saying, I care about offense a lot more, I care about defense. If you seen that game Saturday, they didn't care about defense at all. It's like, man, look, y'all just go out there and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
offensively, what we got to do?
Y'all kill me, man. What you mean they didn't care?
Look, if you putting out a product and you telling me you're gonna allow 45 points, 500 plus yards. Okay, they shut their running game down, but they gave the quarterback 500 plus yards. They had 4 receivers with 100 yards. You didn't care. You didn't care. You didn't care. It's no way you cared.
Or you didn't take them seriously because you thought that there wasn't going to be any time for them to put anything in perspective, and so you ended up just kind of like,
and you got punched in the mouth, and now
But four receivers for 100 yards.
That's unheard of. That's unheard of.
You don't care, man. You don't care at this point. You don't care. You're like, man, look, let me just get my offense back on the field.
I mean, the question is, how good is Shedeur, bro?
He's good. He's good, but still, you're not allowing that at Power 5 conference. Like, okay, he's okay. He played TCU. Last year their defense was bad, but they just had an incredible offense. So just imagine this year he plays a great offense in USC. Is he going to be able to do that with USC? I mean, I don't know. Hopefully everybody think he can. But can he do it when USC has just the better athletes as of now?
Can Shedeur do it?
I'm saying offensively and defensively, can Shedeur just outcome that with the athletes that USC has on defense?
I think there's two things. I think there's no tape. on Shedeur, right? I think the way people were looking at it was, this is an HBCU quarterback coming in here. Like we have nothing to fear. And I think they got punched in the face. And you get punched in the face and you start dazing, you daze. And I think they never got their feet, right? I think they never got their feet up under them. And then when they did get their feet up under them, Travis Hunter picked the ball off at the goal line.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give it. Look, right? Travis Hunter picked that ball off. At that moment, I said, yeah, he's better than everybody else in college football. Don't even bring it up. He's better than everybody else because his IQ level allowed him to pick that ball off. It wasn't just he just made a play. It was his IQ level. He identified the play and picked it off. You know what I'm saying? It's different from, okay, the ball got thrown to the defender, stuff like that, or he's in the right position. No, that guy put himself in the right position. And it was like, okay, at the end of the day, the quarterback could have pumped it and then threw it in the back of the end zone. He threw it right there, and Travis Hunter identified that shit immediately. That's not easy to do. I don't care who y'all think is the best at what. It's not easy to do in college football. It's not.
It's not. It is not.
But you called it, Streeter. We was on the show about 30 minutes before. You were like, "Boy, yeah, Travis Hunter finna show out," and I was like, "Well, yeah."
I told Meti. But listen,
you called it.
Let's move this thing on. We got Texas A&M this week, and Shamar saying it's not gonna happen. Tomorrow in interviews, we got Cam Kitchens. I think we got Tyler Van Dyke. And I got ask Cam Kitchens a few things. But Texas A&M rolling here. Their quarterback, Connor Week, got some legs. Threw 5 touchdowns Saturday. I think 200 and something yards. Their offense is better than it was last year. Our defense is better. If we could get a packed house and run the ball, I think Miami has a chance. What you think, Meti?
What do I think? I think you're absolutely right. I'm not calling anybody overrated. I'm not saying their offense, or excuse me, their defensive line is not like that. we got a small sample size, but I think if this game was further in the year and they got a chance to actually play against some SEC offenses as well, then yeah, we would have probably been in more trouble. But based on the timing of this game being game 2, and just what I saw from this offensive line this past, like I ain't never seen offensive line move. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention to offensive line, or bitch, maybe Miami never did that before. But I've never seen offensive line move like that. Where like I watched Matt Lee snap the ball,
Fuck and we kicking that ass.
and block downfield. So I think Miami, yeah, if we establish that line of scrimmage early and run the ball, yeah, we get them commit to that run. Yeah, we going over the top on the bounds over Baghdad. Like,
I mean, we ran the ball in there last year. We had 175 yards rushing on them last year on 36 carries.
With a Josh Gaddis offense.
With a Josh Gaddis offense. With an O-line that we knew was horrible. But they had 105 stars. But our O-line, we knew it was shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at this point, man, I think, listen, I listened to Jimbo Presser, and I tweeted out, I was like, God damn, this motherfucker called out our whole team, like team starters and all that. But then when I realized, I was like, okay, yeah, those are the guys he was really recruiting, trying to get at Texas A&M. You know what I'm saying? So
he called them out how? What did he say?
Man, look,
Jimbo, every player's name.
Jimbo went from quarterback, running back, to O-line, to receiver, tight end, to D-line, to linebacker, to defensive back. He called all of the ass out. I was like, shit. You know, and you thinking, okay, well, that's a coach's job. But no, he called them out by name because those were the guys he was recruiting to come to his school, but he didn't get. You know, so at the end of the day, man, I watched Texas A&M game. I wasn't impressed. I just seen it's in the same way with UM. I seen teams dominate teams that was lesser talented than they were. You know what I'm saying? Miami beat a team from Ohio. They were superior than them. It was no chance for them teams winning. Texas A&M same way. They dominated a team from New Mexico. It was no chance for that team to display that they was better at any aspect of the game. So now what you got now is, I don't know if it's 24/7. One of them, somebody posted the talent level of each team, and is, Meti, you could correct me. I think it was 12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, so is 12. I don't know exactly what number Texas A&M was, but is the talent level out of 136 colleges, number 12, you're supposed to be good. You're supposed to be good. And we went out there, we won 38-3. Yeah, the offense didn't score 81 points, but they did what they were supposed to do, dominate physically up front. The defense dominated, and I don't know how much y'all want from that take, but I just think is we gonna show that team from A&M. You know what I'm saying? Something special, especially, you know, they got the little homie man on record talking shit. Like, God damn, Shamar, you should have known better. Your coach should have told you, like, yeah, don't say that.
Hey, the way I look at it, teams that did that is only one so far against Miami. So I'm here for it.
So I think the game opened up as Miami being a 4.5 underdog, but the ESPN matchup predictor has Miami 53%, Texas A&M 47%.
Okay, so Streeter, remember before Sunday or Saturday, it was Texas A&M -7.5.
Was it?
Yeah, the line shrunk.
It was 7.5, and then that shit jumped down to, I think what it is. What you just said, or even less. It's like, what is they saying? You know what I'm saying? I guess they saying, okay, well, maybe Miami did get better.
No, for the people who don't understand, what that means is when they saw 7 points, people started taking Miami. And the people is what sways, what moves the line.
Yeah.
So when they put it at 7, everybody ran in there and took Miami, and they were like, wait. Let's get it to 4. So they're not a 4.5-point favorite over Miami at home now. So that means that's like a 7-point favorite because we're home.
I love it. Line that shit up. Straight up, man. And I'm getting into one of my patented rants in a second. Oh yeah, it's coming. Like, don't get this. This isn't a Colorado Buffalo. That's a bull, and it says raging on something. I'm finna turn up. Like, please don't get it twisted. But before we get into that,
shout out to Gio in the chat,
man. Before we get into that, let's get a take from. Oh, where the hell did he go? KB was in the back, but
KB was in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this team is severely underrated. I don't think Miami even showed. I had that comment up. I don't think Miami's even showed. And he confirmed it today, or he confirmed in the press conference yesterday. We haven't shown anything yet.
I mean, I've been telling y'all that. All right, they ain't going to pull out all their stunts because at the end of the day, he's old school Miami. He figured as long as we got the better players, we're going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? If we just do everything we're supposed to do. So we don't have to show anything spectacular. And that's why I didn't get upset like most fans on Friday night because I'm like, okay, well, from the kickoff to 0-0-0-0, Miami dominated. It was no point in that game that we thought the team from Ohio could have done anything to win or anything to just make it a game. So now you got to look at the factor of, okay, well, Miami, you playing against another team that's just recruited a lot better than everybody else. I mean, I don't know the statistics, but I think it was Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia, the three teams that actually recruited the best in the last 5 years. So you just got to look at it like that. Like, okay, well, they just have the talent, but are they going to execute? Saturday, they executed the team they played against, but now they're playing against another team that has I don't want to say the exact same talent, but you have closely the exact talent that you have. Who's going to be the better coach, or who's going to be the better player in certain situations, and this goes to, Shamar Stewart. Everybody keep trying to clown him, talk about, Shamar Stewart played. He started the game last week. He started last year. The comment he made, I don't know what y'all wanted him to make. Did y'all want him to make a comment?
He had to say all that.
I mean, what is he? It's a game. He's saying.
Man, you know what people stay away from saying that. He had to say all that.
I mean, Streeter, if me and you finna play against each other, I'm gonna say, yeah, man, that's my bro, but I'm finna kick his ass. Like, he ain't got no chance.
Not that part. The part where he said, I know they want their revenge, but they won't get it this time. That's bulletin board material.
Oh, okay. Well,
hold on. Before you continue, live from his pre-show nap. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, KB.
Pre-show nap.
Yeah, fellas, what's going on? What's good, fellas?
Yes, sir.
What's up? Let's pick up where we left out, what y'all was talking about. I tell y'all why y'all wrong about the offense later, but let's pick up where we going.
We were just basically talking about, Shamar Stewart, I guess. The confidence.
I was about to say over and under. Meti, how many drinks X had at Tootsie's? Over under 5 drinks.
Go ahead.
Are we including the drink he's sipping on? Are we including the one he's sipping on now, or are we talking about pre-stream?
Nah, exclude that one. Over under in the comment section. How many drinks X had at Tootsie's? Over under. 3. Over under 3 drinks. What you drinking? X Hennessy? Straight?
Yeah, I mean, but come on, 3 is a hard. Come on, man. I'm doing 3 as soon as I walk inside. Like,
oh damn, man! I can't even drink 2, man. You drink 3 as soon as you walk in?
As soon as I walk in, it's 3 waiting for me.
Somebody said 7. Somebody said 6. 4. He said he drink 4 before. He said he drink 4 before he even look for his favorite stripper.
Yeah, we got to get in.
Sneaking with the booty.
Yeah, you got to go up them numbers, man. 7, 8, something like that. No 4. 4 is, come on, man.
Hey, one time too, man. X throwing you throwing it? Or somebody else throwing the tailgate?
Oh yeah, no, I'm this week. It's a big week, big game, and this will probably the only one I'm doing the rest of the year. Next, I'm not doing no more after this. But yeah, this big tailgate.
So listen, man. Go ahead. You got what?
Man, I got hibachi rice. I got conch balls, ribs, chicken, peri wings, chicken sauce, hamburgers, hot dogs, glazed honey, salmon, and baked beans. It probably something else, but that's just what I got right now.
Yeah, Sean, we live, man. Shout out to Sean Rounds, man. KB, man.
So listen, I got a question for Cal. Cal, Miami ain't won the big game since 2017. For all y'all be talking about y'all ass and fired up and we gonna kick Texas A&M ass. You know Mean Gene. Saturday at 3:30. It's gonna be us and Shamar and them. And we gonna kick their ass, BG. All that emotion, right? Miami ain't won one of these games since 2017, though.
I mean, do we want to say
we're gonna get Cal take though?
We won two rank.
We're gonna get Cal. We got a mute button. Mute this nigga. X. Man, we got a mute button.
Let him cook.
Yeah,
Okay,
Cal.
you got it.
What's your take on this game, bro?
Man, this is a pivotal game this is a very pivotal game, I think. I don't know if we building it out to be, but I think it is. It's a bit. We got to say where we are. I don't care what nobody say. Dion put some pressure on us. Maybe not in the national spotlight, but he should have put some pressure on us. Because we made the excuse with USC. Their offensive their coach is the offensive coordinator, and he brought over his quarterback. We make the excuse with some of these other teams that's just getting started out, and they got this and they got that. They brought some transfers. Michigan State brought 43 transfers, and that's why they're getting off the good starts. And you see what Dion did. Enough is enough for us. We can't keep saying everybody else is a step ahead of us because of something that they did. Okay, so when are we gonna get a step ahead of us? Like it's time. It's time to go out and win something tangible. Like we still not around here. We still can't beat UNC. We still can't make it to the ACC title game. Like it's time. This is it's a pivotal game. You may not want it to be, or you may not feel like it, but it is. And we don't have a clue as to who's gonna win this game. Let's be honest with it, because we just played. The type of team we played, the type of team they played. So our first test is against each other. We looking at last year, but every year is a different year. We don't know what's gonna happen, what they're gonna come out with, and we doing new stuff as well. So we can't even hold on to last year. This is a big game. It's a pivotal game, and I think if you win this game, it's a huge step in the right way. Huge momentum and all that. Now, if you lose it, the questions are gonna start to arise again. Especially depends on the fashion that you lose it in. We're gonna be sitting here saying like, man, my boy texted me the other day after Clemson lost, and I watched that game. I don't know why, but I watched it. But after Clemson lost, my boy texted me. He's like, dang, look at college football, man. Why not us? And my other boy chimed in. He said, dang, this is sad. This is what it's come to. You talking about why not us? We got to take a step in the right direction, man. This is a huge game. So I hope everybody feels that way, and I hope the coaches do too. Pressure's on them. I'm sorry.
Hey, KB, can I say something about? Okay, Duke. Everybody saying Duke beat Clemson. The average age of Duke players?
Niggas got an excuse for everything. Anything somebody else do, nigga got an excuse for it.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, we gotta look at this. We gotta look at all the stats. We was that team 2 or 3 years ago after COVID with Manny. We had like the oldest team in the country.
No, we was never that team. Streeter, you said this when it happened. When COVID happened, you said, hey, some of these teams are just going to have older players and just going to beat up on these young teams. You said that.
Some teams
Meti,
yeah.
Meti.
Hold
on, Meti. When we played Alabama,
got an excuse for everything somebody accomplished.
But check me out.
Hold on. KB, go ahead. What you got?
Check me out real quick, Meti. When we played Alabama, what was our advantage? They were going in. Oh, Miami is the second or third oldest team in the country. Like, we can't keep giving everybody else reasons for their success and not give ourselves reasons for our own failures.
I lied to myself and told myself, man, this Bryce Young kid, man, this motherfucker just came out of high school, just came out of prime. He ain't gonna do shit to us.
That's Bama now, but
I told y'all he was gonna tear ass up.
But okay, if a team has an average age of 22 years old per player, I mean, that's not an excuse. I mean, that's just reality. Them are fucking grown men.
Yeah, but it's Duke, X, them grown Duke men.
I don't care.
Just can't.
Grown men. They been 6.
Al Blaze out there. Nigga.
I can't do it. X. This grown Duke man. I can't do it, dog.
KB, think about it. Who Al Blaze got recruited by? Mark Rick.
Was that Rick? Okay.
Mark Rick. How many years Mark Rick has not been at UM?
Been that what 4 years now?
Mark Rick left the game. He left it at 2018. It's 2022.
18?
We got no Mark Rick kids on our team. We got no Mark Rick kids on our team.
I don't think so. If we do, fuck.
I thought we want no more of them kids anyway.
Listen, X. Listen. You can't do this because if you went to Duke and you said, "Hey, would you rather trade Miami's roster for your old kids?" They would trade our talent for their old kids in a heartbeat. But they can't recruit our talent, so they figured out another way to compete. And you saying, they can't do that. They got old people.
No, I'm not.
You got all the money and all the talent, right? And you still can't beat these motherfuckers.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, damn, they got 22, 23-year-old grown men playing against kids. I mean, Clemson is a attest to that. Like, Clemson realized these some grown-ass men out here.
No, we can't make excuses for everybody else, dog. Like KB just said, dog. Listen, you got an excuse for everybody but Mario, dog. We can't do this, dog.
Oh, Mario, you shit the bed last year 5-7. I don't have no excuse for that. I'm just saying, like, goddamn. Shedeur, you played basketball when you.
Somebody said y'all forgot they beat us.
They was
Hey, who is that boy? Why is that boy in the comment section with all this aggression, man? Calm down, man. Too many testosterone shots, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm down. All right.
It's all good, but to go back to our week, Texas A&M versus Miami, I just feel like Miami, we have the upper hand because if you just look at last year our offensive line wasn't as good as it is this year, and we dominated up front.
He's already give his take. And in the second take.
I mean, did we not run the ball for 175 yards last year against them?
Very effective. Very effective.
And
I'm gonna point out real quick too.
Man was trash last year.
I'm gonna point out real quick too. My dog, up until pretty much Tyreek muffed that punt, my dog DJ I was playing lights out, strapping shit.
Texas A&M?
Yes. That's what we went into.
Everybody was.
The same thing we saying right now about TC is what we said last year about DJ. Man, DJ Ivan outside, man, they gonna exploit that shit, man. I don't know. And that boy came in there strapping.
Yeah, he came to play. But listen, man. After watching Florida State live the other night, right? I came out of that stadium with one conclusion. Miami has to pay attention to their own house and step their game up, bro. That is it. I said at the beginning of the show, I said now, if Florida State had to play Georgia this weekend, bro, I would take Florida State.
I ain't with you on that shit. But I hear you.
You gotta be with me. I'm telling you, that's how good Travis looked. And if they've gotten that good, then we just have to step our game up, dog. LSU could not block them.
It's another player
they couldn't do nothing. they couldn't. Their defense couldn't do any. If Norvell's calling them plays, he had their ass, but he had their defense to the T. It wasn't none of their defense could do to stop.
Yeah, no, second half, man. Mike Noble, he called the game, but again,
is that Norvell calling them plays?
Yeah, that's the play. He's calling
LSU called a bad game. They were garbage. They come out.
They did.
First play. You going downfield. You right there. You had 7 tries to score a touchdown. Couldn't do it. And instead of just kicking the field goal, you went for it on 4th. Lost that. Went for it on 4th again. The next, like, bro, y'all, it was trash. Trash play calling.
No, LSU was the exact opposite of what I saw coaching wise at Florida State.
No, that's
they were sending Jaden Daniels on those. I don't know if they were quarterback keepers or like broken. I don't know if they were broken plays. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do a great job at calling the game.
Coach, if you've been following Brian Kelly for years at Notre Dame, that's him. He's arrogant. He feel like he just is. He just felt like he's better than everybody as far as coaching wise. And then when he comes down to actually doing it on the field, he's not that. It's been that way forever for him. He's just not that big game coach where he's just going to out-coach you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But again, he get down there on the 1 yard line twice. He refers not to kick a field goal, or he just calls some dumbass plays where he can't get in the end zone. Okay. Second half, they did nothing what they did in the first half in the second half at all. Like, okay, so you just going to because you think what that shit was working. What the fuck you changing it up for? That shit was working in the first half. That's him. You go back to what it was Notre Dame when they played in the playoff game. They got the hell beat out. Was it Auburn? Was it Oregon? It wasn't Auburn. It had to be maybe. It was Auburn. It was Auburn. I think. No, it wasn't Auburn.
I mean, I don't know. I see what people saying. Like, we can throw out all this stuff. All I'm saying is, though, Travis, their quarterback, has gotten better every year. And he's gotten better again.
He's gotten better. He said he's 24 years old. He better get better.
Their defensive line, LSU could not block dog. If Jaden Daniels needed time, he could not get it, bro. Between Gilbert and 5, what his name is, Verse, whatever the fuck his name is.
In the second half, first half, they couldn't get to him. He was just sitting back with a clean jersey.
So I understand y'all hatred for Florida State, but bro, like I said, I call it like I see it. If they could catch Georgia now with Carson Beck, my guy, starting his second game, if they could play him this weekend, that Florida State team was damn good, bro. I would take Florida State.
I take Georgia 21 plus.
Y'all see me getting the mic close, right? Y'all good as y'all done.
We good.
Cause I told him I had to do it. So let me cook. I'm gonna do this right here. I want to make this very clear. I had to say something because man, I gotta make it very clear. Motherfuck Florida State. I don't give a damn about the Seminole. I don't give a damn about doing this chop shit. I don't care about none of that shit. We are not gonna sit here and act like off of one showing from Jordan Travis, but we know who he is. The same Jordan Travis that a couple years ago was calling for his life, throwing all these crazy ass Pac-Man. Fuck all that. Right? They had a good game against LSU. Shout out to them. I don't give a flying fuck about an FSU. You can take that home. I will say this as well. Clemson, line that shit up. That Duke shit last night showed me everything I needed to know to let me know that y'all is not fucking with us this year. Alright? I usually don't want to take the home route, but I'm gonna say that shit and I'm gonna stand on that shit. Dabo, and now y'all money dried up, baby boy. You're Gotta figure it out, dog. Cause the Jesus checks ain't cashing no more. So y'all better fucking figure this shit out real quick. Cause it's time for the game, dog. Time for the game. But before I get to all that, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna write the camera. Text in and we on your ass. We on your ass. And that's all I gotta say about it. Damn it. Hit the damn subscribe button. Stop being a hater. All right, we back.
What the fuck?
Oh, I'm
Hit the like button, goddammit. Hit the like button.
Where you get the music
Hey,
from,
dog,
Hit the damn
I
like
had
button.
shit in the back, dog. I had some shit in the back. I had to cook up.
Y'all hit the goddamn like button because y'all like that. Hit the button. Y'all know y'all like that.
On me. Next time it's gonna be some fucking Trick Daddy.
Hey, Manny,
I'm trying to figure out how to play in the game.
high five, Manny. Let's go. High five.
Next time it's gonna be some Trick Daddy. You lucky I couldn't find it. You know what I'm saying? We on your eyes.
That was good though, man. That was funny though. I found that funny.
Hey, okay, so UM offense ran 61 plays, 36 rushing plays, 25 passing plays for a total of 493 yards. Rushing, we average almost five yards per carry. I don't. Okay, yeah, it was the team from Ohio. But it was how we did it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keeps saying, well, Texas A&M recruited the best D-line class. Okay, I watched them against New Mexico. They didn't show me that they was the best D-line class ever. So I'm with Meti. I think we gonna kick their ass. I think Samar Stewart wrote a check that he ain't gonna be able to cash.
Look, like I said, man, I bought the hype last year, and you know why I feel this way? Because once again, that Bros Award shit, like just watching that, everybody was sucking this man off at the award ceremony, and he had whatever the quarterback was at TCU, and he's the backup Heisman winner, and we had two brothers who had two back-to-back high, and I was like, man, yeah, maybe he's like that. And then I walked into that game thinking he was going to turn K Klubnik into a demon. And I was left severely unimpressed. And that shit just opened it up to one of my next points. I think the ACC is wide open. I think college football is wide open, with the exception of Georgia, maybe, because Georgia basically got a cakewalk. I think college football.
Georgia, Alabama.
Alabama. Alabama against Texas going to be very, very. I'm watching Texas very closely.
Alabama is superior than everybody else. And that's including Georgia. Alabama just got it. I mean, I'm just keeping it.
I'm seeing.
Outside of their quarterback play, obviously they don't have the quarterback but the quarterback is what we hoping Jakari could be. He can improvise and make plays with on his own without relying on a system. They got it. I seen it. Defensively, those guys, they hungry.
I get it, X. You saw Kevin Steele redeem himself against Middle Tennessee State. And like, you know what? I'm all in.
Did y'all know Manny coached at Middle Tennessee State for like 4 years?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I remember that. I thought he was at Louisiana or something. Okay.
Yeah, he coached at Middle. He was a coordinator for like 4 years.
Yeah, he was at Louisiana. Yeah, that's we got him from Louisiana State, not Middle Tennessee State though.
I guess it. The ACC is wide open. I mean, but I want to get to quarterbacks. Like before we get up out of here, they thought this Clemson kid. Remember, they thought he after that bowl game. They thought he walked on water.
Listen,
They pushed the boy out the door. Right? They pushed the boy out the door. Ukulele. They pushed him out the door. And they thought this kid was the second coming, you know what I'm saying, of Sunshine after seeing him play one game.
Yeah.
And we tend to do that with quarterbacks. Now speaking of quarterbacks, I mean the Jakari Brown thing, all the villains in here, you know what I'm saying. Now I know we've talked about in the Discords the take on Jakari Brown and what's really happening. Well, you see Dawson came out and said when Susan asked him about the quarterbacks and Jakari getting in, he was like, hey, listen. They both got 4 games, and I'm gonna use them strategically.
No, hold on, real quick, Street. I'm gonna let you cook because a lot of these fucking losers out here is talking about, oh, well, we don't know, and is Emery jumped over Ja'Cory? Is Ja'Cory that bad? No, go ahead and cook. Go ahead and cook.
No, listen, because I look at the villains know. You know what I'm saying? We get in the villains, get in the discourse, and we talk, and I tell y'all the truth and let y'all take the information and do what y'all want to do with it. He said it. He said exactly what I was saying. Hey, I got 4 games to use with both of them, which, like XA makes it sound like they're going to redshirt both of them. Try to at least redshirt both of them. But what we saw wasn't just your traditional, oh, somebody came in before somebody. That's not really what's going on here, bro. I mean, you got one kid that really wants to learn how to play the position, that has a skill set that nobody else in the quarterback room has. And you got another kid that needs to get time because if our statue, Tyler Van Dyke, goes down, you know what I'm saying? Now you're to Ja'Cory Brown and you got a kid that in the backup that's never played. But what you see going on is what any football fan would dream of, if you ask me, is that one quarterback who can play D1 football, because you saw him win a game, wants to be patient and learn the game, learn how to be a better passer, you know what I'm saying? Just learn the mechanics of the quarterback that he didn't learn. And then you got another kid that may be ready to play, or maybe on the verge of ready to play. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just seen him throw a few passes, and we heard a lot of good things about him. But you got a situation where you have your 2 quarterbacks for the future sitting right there, and you know for sure one of them isn't leaving. That's a perfect situation for everybody. The team, the kids, it's perfect for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I didn't want to shove that down anybody's throat because it turns into the black and white conversation, and you know how high I was on Ja'Cory. So I just gave the truth to the villains and gave them the information and just was like, hey, what y'all think of this? I've never seen like this before. What y'all think of it? Well, I think Dawson kind of like dispelled the rumor. He was just like, hey, I don't care what y'all think. I got 4 games. I can strategically use both of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ja'Cory came in a meaningful game, and played some meaningful snaps.
Is y'all finished or is y'all through?
So
The jury rests his case.
I hope you didn't turn on that music.
Nah, I didn't. Not for that one.
But no, bro. I mean, that's what's going on there, man. And we'll see how it shake out. I'm surprised though how Kane fans was ready to throw dog to the water, man. Like ready to throw him back in the woods, bro.
That's that. How we say that? I think Kyle said it. The shiny, or somebody said in the chat, it's shiny toy syndrome or new toy syndrome.
Yeah,
shiny new toy syndrome.
Yeah,
that man had arguably one of the best offensive performance out of our quarterbacks last year, right? Like, did Tyler Van Dyke play a better game?
UNC maybe, yeah, UNC.
Hold on,
he balled the UNC. We lost, bro. We lost though, right?
Yeah, we lost. Yep.
But he had a better.
Yeah,
no,
it wasn't like he.
We didn't. We beat their ass.
UNC.
We beat somebody last year.
Oh, you say last?
We beat nobody last year.
Oh no! I thought y'all were talking. Y'all said North Carolina State. I thought y'all were talking about TVD when he came and said we're gonna beat him because we beat him last year.
No.
Put up E1. Put up E1 comment. Put up E1 comment, and it just sums it up right here. That sums up the fans and why I just don't entertain them no more. Because he ain't never lied.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. They changed. They switched up on Brad Kaya. They switched up. I mean, well, they was obviously against Rozier. They was against the porn star guy we had, Kozer. Nkosi. They definitely was against the guy after him, which was Jaron Williams.
Yep, Jaron Williams.
He's smoking blunts and stuff in the club when it's 5 hours of the football game.
Is Jaron Williams still playing football?
I think
no.
They switched up on. Well, okay, so they did. The only quarterback they didn't switch up on was Jerry King. I mean, no, not Derek. Derek King. And the only reason they didn't switch up on him because I don't think he gave him enough to switch up on him. He just did everything that he was supposed to do once he got here. He won games. He ran the football. He threw the ball. That was it. Now, the next year, we played Bama the first game of the season. They was ready to stone him, burn him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets hurt. TVD comes in. Oh, he's our savior. He's the Messiah. Bomb. Then the next year, they gave up on TVD. Oh, they instantly gave him on Jake. They instantly gave him on Jakari. It's like, shit, they just gave up on all our guys.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna come for my dog Jaren, man. Jaren is number one at Alabama A&M.
No, we not. We coming for him. He was smoking weed in the car with 5 hours to go when the football game was finna be played. He was like,
what?
Nah, he on the roster. He at Alabama A&M.
Who?
Is he? You sure?
Yeah.
He quit football last I heard. That he said he was gonna go.
That's what EFG
I think he said he needed therapy or something, man. He said he wanted to get therapy or whatever. He had quit football at one point. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That boy now Ricky Williams playing, huh?
yeah, you're right.
Hopefully it worked.
He did say like something he needed to take time. He had mental issues.
Yeah.
It was a mental issue, but fuck all that, man. We kicking Texas A&M's ass on Saturday. I don't
Over under, man. 8 drinks and 9 drinks. X had. It's just over under.
I probably got more.
Hey, let's y'all ready to get up out of here, man?
Yeah, man. We'll finish with some parting shots, man. KB, go ahead and cook, man. Get your last thoughts off.
My last thoughts off. Man, it's time for the rubber to hit the road, man. That's all I can say. Texas A&M is a go game. We got to go out there and we got to get it now. We beat them the same way we beat Miami, Ohio. I'm not going to say nothing about the offense because in that game, you got to get a W any way you can get it. I ain't got no problem with that. I think the biggest mystery for me is what are we going to get out of TVD? And I still don't have that confidence back yet in TVD. On Texas A&M side, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is the addition of Bobby Petrino, because we know Petrino got some sense. Petrino know how to work this offense. He knows what he's doing out there. It's going to take them some time to gel too. So maybe they're not there yet. Outside of that, I kind of do expect a replay of last year. I don't see anything that they did so well in the offseason or anything. We did some good things in the offseason, but it ain't too much of a difference. We just got to put points on the board this year. So we'll see come Saturday.
All right. Hey, X, someone asked about it. I know you had that. Go ahead and I'll give you a second. Go ahead and cook on that list that you got.
Oh, okay. So yeah, man, it's some real top players. The only guy I could say we might have to scratch from the list, maybe Jeremiah. I think Ohio State trying to make sure he comes up this weekend. But still, like
they play Willacoochee State School of the Blind or some shit.
Still one of those things. I mean, obviously, it was smart of them because they shit the bed last weekend. So they want to make sure they still got him on board, which he's on board with them. When you speak to him, he's saying, yeah, he's locked in, but he's still looking at other schools. So he might be the only name you can say you might scratch from a list. Another name you probably will scratch from a list, maybe Jamari Howard. I just don't think is trying to recruit him at all. I don't know why. I've been trying to get answers to that, but it looks like Florida State, Florida are the two schools that just on him the hardest. Go from there. Other than that, yeah, you got JoJo, Zach, basically 80% of our 23 class. Is it 24 class? 24 class. A lot of top talent in the 25 class. I don't know if I put that list in the group chat or whatever, but if I didn't, I will. Then you got some top talent from the 26 class, leading with Malachi, Tony. He has his quarterback, which is former NBA star Bell. the you know what I'm saying, what's his name? Not Dante.
Raja Bell.
Raja Bell's son. He's coming also to the game. He's a 2026 guy. The staff loves him. They love him. He's versatile. He can play both sports. But I think his ceiling is football, and the staff loves him. He's Malachi Tony, quarterback at American Heritage, so they both will be here. Brian Lewis, the running back for American Heritage, he'll be here. So yeah, it's probably going to be over 75, maybe more than those kids that's coming Saturday. And you want me to know this is your display. You got to show that you big boy football. You can't go out there and get your ass kicked. You get your ass kicked, guess what? The kids say,
So they're allowing this many kids on campus. They know something. They line that shit up. So
is it usually like that, X?
For this caliber game, yes, it's usually like that because it's a big game. For one, Texas A&M is probably recruiting 85% of the players we're recruiting. So it's like, why not say, hey, we coming down to South Florida to play Miami. See if they can get you to the game, so y'all can watch us kick their ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just
line that shit up.
So
they say the cheapest seat in Nebraska Nebraska versus Colorado is $338.
Oh man, look, that's look, Prime. I gotta give you your flowers, man. You doing your thing up there. I still ain't on board like everybody else, but you are making the money. You are definitely
$338, bro.
To see that shit?
Even if Prime don't win, right? He is. I just told you this the other day, Cal. He's going to create and one mixtape in the middle of the NBA. It's entertainment. Football is entertainment, dog. And even if they're not winning, the TV station's gonna put them on. They're still gonna figure out a way to produce money because he creates these. It's almost like the circus, bro. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Colorado coming to town. Most people want to lose. Some people want to win. People just want to see him play. They're gonna look cool. I mean, he's creating something, dog, like Oregon tried to do. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't. They were close.
Man, all Prime doing is doing what UM did in the 80s, man.
Why UM just can't do it again?
Right.
Why we letting Prime do what we did and we got okay? I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. I'm about had it. I'm about had it with y'all.
Let's yeah.
Why we letting UM use our Hall of Fame? Why we letting Colorado use our Hall of Famers to do what we did? Okay. All right. I'm done. I digress.
That's your last point.
What? Save it for church on Sundays. Save it for church on Sundays.
I digress, though.
We kicking ass. We kicking ass Saturday, man. We winning. We gonna win this.
I hope so.
Once again, man, shout out to everybody. We hit 700 subscribers on the channel. Yeah. We are more than appreciative of all y'all for coming out, showing love, pumping the stream. We got 189 in here right now, man. Appreciate y'all staying up late night.
Make sure y'all go subscribe, because I bet you most of these people ain't subscribed. I bet you.
Man, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, because they think they probably not paying attention to the channel and don't know it's new. It's a new channel, man. We need y'all to subscribe. This thing about to go behind the village. It's about to go behind a paywall soon.
Hey, Sean, and you know how Sean Rounds do. Sean Rounds be the only one in the platinum section. He'd be the only one in the. He'd be the only one in the champagne room.
I keep telling him, I'm like, hey man, make sure y'all subscribe now, because guess what? Once that thing go to the next level, don't be saying, hey man, I don't know. Nah, y'all had y'all time. We giving y'all an opportunity to subscribe now, where y'all don't have to pay. Everybody else is going to have to pay.
So this is the time, man. We got a lot of exclusive videos. We keep saying it. We just dropped one Shout out to Twan, man. That boy Twan
That thing was fire, wasn't it?
did something crazy on the Footballville channel. With a what is like a slow mo piece that he did with a like it should be a damn hype video that he's playing before the game start. If I'm being honest with you,
Did you see Mark Fletcher running to the camera, dog?
I'm talking about
he was finna say what's up to Twan.
When y'all saw Mark Fletcher on the screen in the game run and then hit that slow down at the end, we got that shit in slow mo behind a paywall. So you got to pay to get it.
Say, what's up, dog?
Man, that shit is crazy. Like,
that's a cool little video.
Shout out to Laster, man. So, hey, like I said, man, appreciate y'all. We got the prediction show Thursday night. We'll give y'all our scores, what we think that the team gonna do. Shout out to Rich, man. That man just moved to a house, man, doing big things.
Based on Wednesday, 7:30.
Based on Wednesday, can't forget that. All that extra stuff. I'm sure X will go more into detail about who's coming out. You know what I'm saying? He just gotta get that hen dog out of his system. But we straight. We got y'all. Twitter them all night. You already know how we get going up. Thursday live show. No, Thursday recorded show. We're gonna do our predictions, and then Sunday morning breath show. That right before you get your NFL football in, because NFL is back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with them Dolphins. I ain't getting into that, but
we not good. We not gonna do that. We talking about the Hurricanes.
Once again, man, appreciate y'all. Thank you. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, please. And we out of this thing, man.